My name is Christian Svensson. I am Corporate Officer and Vice President of Strategic Planning and Business Development at Capcom. And I'm going to take a few minutes to walk you through our latest version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. So, jumping in, you've got all the old standards, single player, multiplayer. In the single player, we have the training mode. That is always a great way to learn how to play the game, test out the mechanics. You can change the training options to be 2 players, so 2 people can start trying to mess around with the mechanics themselves. Score attack mode and arcade mode are all traditional. But we're going to jump into multiplayer. Obviously, we have local match, scoreboard match, and friendly match. The game is basically identical to the original Dreamcast and Naomi code. We decided to use the Dreamcast and Naomi code as opposed to the PS2 and Xbox code because the PS2 and Xbox code have a few little quirks to them that the competitive fans don't actually use it. They stick to the Dreamcast code, and we'd like this to become sort of the new de facto standard for competitive play. We've used Backbone Entertainment for to develop the game. Same guys, same team that did Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix for us. And with that, we're using, for the first time ever, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 will be online. So we're using the HD Remix network code, basically the best fighting game network code in the world, for this title. So, with that, just like the original, game starts with, well, there's 55 characters in the game. In the Dreamcast version, you would have to spend hours and hours and hours unlocking this. For us, we decided not to punish people and say, you know what, you guys know who all the characters are. Everything's going to start unlocked out of the gate for everyone to play. Should I roll the spiral? One of the things you'll notice, there's widescreen support. The widescreen support is a little different than what we did in HD Remix. In HD Remix, we did a zoom and crop. Because the backgrounds are all already 3D and polygonal, and there's a 3D camera that controls the view, all we did was widen the field of view in the camera oh, nice. So sprites are all up-resed. There's actually 2 different filters to choose from, or you can turn them off entirely. So if you're a purist and you say, I don't like up-resing in my emulations, then you have the option of not doing that at all. Oh, the two different up-reses. One is a bit more filtering than the other. As a matter of fact, there's what's called a crisp, which is sort of a half-step, single-pass filter between the original sprites. You'll note that actually the backgrounds look really good because the art assets and the textures in the original Dreamcast code are high enough res, way higher res than the original Dreamcast could even handle. So they actually look really, really good here. There have been no gameplay tweaks to the game. Everything is exactly as was. If you wanted to turn on the original sprites and you wanted to put it in 4:3 aspect ratio, you basically have the exact same game that always was, with online play, online stats tracking. We'll be doing some rich stats tracking like we did with HD Remix. Trying to think of what else, and that's it. Really, I mean, it's the favorite that everybody loves, brought back to do, to hopefully have some new life, reach some new fans.
What platform?
Game is coming to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 this summer. The demo will be available in North America next week, so the last week of April, whenever this comes out, and it will be following shortly thereafter in Europe.